Okay, so your name is Mike.
Yes.
And you're relatively new here at German.
Yeah, I've been here about a month and a half.
Okay.
Yep.
Prior to that, I know you said you've been working on cars since you were about 15.
Actually, before that.
Before that?
I think it's about 12, actually.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I started putting together motorcycles and mini bikes and stuff like that.
Okay.
And when I was 12, I actually had an old 1940 Ford project car that I worked on and got running, and drove that around a little bit. Of course, my parents didn't know about it.
Sure.
And it just continued after that. Just started buying different cars and fixing them up, souping them up, stuff like that.
And then you got into European cars, what, early 80s, late 70s?
Yeah, very early, late 70s, early 80s. My parents bought an Audi.
Okay.
Of course, it was totally different from everything else.
Sure.
And I had become quite bored with the American cars, since they were pretty much all the same and very unchanging. So the Audi was really cool, and the fuel injection was very intriguing. And so I just kind of, since that day, been kind of hooked on the European stuff.
Just fascinated by the Europeans. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's just so much different.
And so, like, areas of specialty, I mean, you know, you said you kind of do it all, really. But,
Yeah,
like, what are the things that, you know, someone has a tricky issue or something, what do they bring you that maybe no one else wants to touch, for example?
lately, a lot of it is like the old mechanical fuel injection and stuff. Not too many people even want to go there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
With the computers and everything now, being able to hook up and read things and get insights into what's going on, it makes it easier. With the older mechanical systems, there is none of that. So
Sure.
you really have to have an understanding of what's going on, how it works, and knowing where to go with that, because you can't plug in and just start reading.
Right.
So it's a challenge, and a lot of people don't like to go there. So I imagine I'll stay quite busy with all of those old cars.
Right. Well, and you also, I think you're good with electronics, you know, wiring
Yes.
issues, and I know, you know,
Oh,
old
yeah.
carbureted cars, and I mean, that's even kind of a lost art.
Yeah, I've always, I think a lot of guys will specialize in a certain car or something like that, and they try to remember everything about that car and how it works and the common issues and stuff like that. Where I strive more to understand how the systems work. Most of the time with electrical issues, problems with electronics, stuff like that. A lot of times the way I figure it out is looking at a schematic, a wiring diagram, and knowing how the system works and what the problem is. I can look at that schematic and usually figure out what component or where the issue most likely is, which is something I've not seen anyone else do. So
That is actually truly an art form, because I know,
yeah,
I've known a lot of mechanics, and a lot of them are great mechanically, but when you get to the electronics side, it
Yep.
terrifies a lot of people. So.
yeah, and I've always had a great interest in electronics aside from cars as well. So the two just kind of go together.
Okay.
Cars used to have very little in the way of electronics, and now they're more electronic than they are mechanical.
That
in
is
some
true.
cases. Yeah,
So what's your, you've been here just over a month, you said?
month and a half.
Month
yeah.
and a half? Liking the team here so far?
Oh, very much so. Very upbeat. Everybody's really friendly, works well together.
And for those of you that are watching this, when I was working here as service manager, I would talk to Steve Sanders, the owner here, and I kept telling Steve, we've got to hire a guru, a guy that knows new, that knows old, that can pretty much handle
Sure.
it all. And Steve always says, oh, we got to get Mike, we got to get Mike. Well, Mike was employed somewhere else, where we won't mention, but
Right.
just being patient and kind of keeping in touch with him, well, we have Mike, we've got our guru here, so.
Well, I just felt that it kind of gotten stagnant at the other place. There wasn't enough enthusiasm there to suit me. they were just kind of happy, just kind of trotting along, and I started to get quite bored with that.
Sure.
So
Well,
I'm
you've
really
got,
happy I made the move.
I mean, you got Hunter alone has enough enthusiasm for a small army, so
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
I think we
yeah.
got you covered here.
Yeah,
Well,
and I'm not short on it either, so
yeah, well, that's good.
yeah.
Well, it's great having you sit down with us and meeting everyone here, and
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
Great,
Thanks,
thank
Mike.
you.